Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did I say oh boy already? Okay. As you can tell from the title, this is a non spoiler. This is a heavy ass spoiler review. Wow, this movie is crazy. There's not much I could say right now as an introduction because my mind is just so wow. Because shit. Welcome. My name is DLPOV. I'm going to be talking about Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. I got the opportunity to watch it today, and I've been wanting to talk about it all day. I wasn't sure whether or not I want to do a video or not because this is it's bananas. It's crazy how much this movie's gonna get talked about. I feel because a lot has gone on, and again, major warning. This is a spoiler video. I'm going to be going into details, surprises that you may or may not want to hear. So I'm giving you a couple of seconds to head out right now, and if you want to watch the non-spoiler video, then go ahead and check my channel out for the non-spoiler review of this movie. But yeah, uh, shit, this is oh boy, yeah. I don't even know how to put my words together for this right now or where to even start. The movie gives it a nice start of pace. I feel like for those you obviously watch the movie, but the way the movie starts up is very comic bookish. I want to say, which is beautiful because Sam Raimi does have those. He has that love for comic books, and he does this very comic book thing where he starts off at the end of a different story almost in a comic book series where previously on you have that little sequence where you have America Chavez and Strange Supreme, I believe that's his name, or Defenders Strange, whatever his name is. They're finishing up their quote unquote kind of like their highlight of of their story and how it goes up about and them fighting with this monster and whatever, and that's cool as shit, I guess. And it's interesting the way they set up the small conflict between our Doctor Strange, 616 Doctor Strange, and America Chavez, because they very clearly show that this Doctor Strange, Strange Supreme, was going to take her powers just to make sure that it doesn't get in the hands of the wrong person. So that already creates that mistrust between her and the multiverse, the R616, Doctor Strange. So it's cool that they set it up that way. And again, the comic book thing of doing like the previously on kind of sequence is really well thought out and really cool. Like that's straight out of any comic book page, I want to say. And it's cool to see that despite how much happened throughout this entire MCU run, and how many years have passed by, because it's definitely been a couple of years since Doctor Strange 1. It's cool to see that Doctor Strange is still human and Doctor Strange still has feelings and emotions, and him pulling up to Christie's wedding and accepting what it is. In a way, he was accepting. You still have that layer of him that's still that old school Doctor Strange, where he's still a little bit selfish and still kind of still asks her after she got married about what could have been them and whatnot, and how he fucked up and everything to her, and in a way almost trying to get her back despite her just getting married. And it's cool to have the establishing the world's establishing of listen, there's still monsters, there's still heroes, and there's still bullshit going on outside of the world. So when you get the Gargantos, the freaking one-eyed Shumagorath character attacking the freaking city, and Strange just goes from his business suits to his sorcerer. I want to say sorcerer supreme, but his mage outfit, basically his sorcerer outfit. Sorry, real quick, and just gets to work. And yeah, Doctor Strange, he's powerful as hell, but at the same time, he's not invincible. We've seen that during Endgame. We've seen that during Infinity War. So to see him still struggle during fights and not being like the all in one amazing, untouchable character. That's cool, and that's nice to see. And it's nice to see him make mistakes throughout this entire movie. And I'm not talking about like little fuck ups with magic or whatever. I'm talking about like personal life choice mistakes that create misjudgment. Even America Chavez calls him out early on, I believe, when she's like, "Wait, so you just told this bitch who is clearly trying to get me abducted, who's really trying to steal my powers? You just told her where I am." And because Doctor Strange couldn't see past the sorcery or her illusion right away. I say right away because obviously he caught up into it afterwards, but it was because Wanda fucked up really. Overall, it's yeah, no, like that whole sequence was cool. It's nice to establish all this because I feel that at some point the fan base, and I'm just generalizing here, I'm not saying everyone, but I feel like at some point the fan base saw Doctor Strange as like, oh, like this is this cool guy that can do whatever. Like why, like he, what issues should he have other than facing Wanda Maximoff, the other powerful wizard? And no, you see that there's still that humanity to him. He's still human. He still fucks up, and which I feel also establishes a little bit more the No Way Home reason for him to let the things happen that happened. People kept saying that it was very out of place for someone this smart and someone this intelligent to like to fuck up and allow this kid to let these things happen that happen during the movie. But I feel that it just gives him that more humanity of like, no, like he just misjudged the situation that happened. He's not a sorcerer supreme, so uh and Wong is sorry. Wong is very clear up about to brag that shit on his face. I love that too, because he'll be like, yeah, no, like still sorcerer supreme, me. And you should bow for me, bitch. And it's fun. Overall, that first little sequence is a nice introduction. I think I said this in my non-spoiler review that I love America Chavez. America Chavez is great. She's fun here. She's playful. She's semi-comedic. I want to say too comedic. She's just in there and she's living like life as it is in the movie, and it's cool because we semi get a origin story. Not really. We get a callback to what could be her origin story, and yeah, that's all we really need. Some characters, some superheroes, some supervillains don't need like a full origin story of like, this is how I was treated and this is how I became this, or this is what happened to me, the trauma that caused me. Some heroes just need that little push to, hey, this is the character, let's move forward with the story. And I feel like America Chavez had a great established start here. I love how just to go back to the beginning of the movie again. I love how that in the trailers that looked like something that was gonna happen eventually, and I love how that we just got that out of the way. That trailer shit like get that out of the way, and how that eventually develops. It was basically a Chekhov's gun. If you're familiar with the terminology of a Chekhov's gun in movie making, it's basically you establish a weapon early on in the scene, which may or may not be important in the future of the movie. So let's say it's a murder mystery, and you have like two people talking to each other, and one of them like pulls a knife and just like puts it on the table. Uh, and just puts it on the table somewhere on the side. And at the end of the climax of the movie, the people are fighting, and it like this looks like the bad guy's gonna win. But then the good guy finds that knife that he or she forgot to that he placed over there, and just grabs it and then uses that to beat the villain. Something like that. That's what a Chekhov's gun is. And Strange Supreme is the Chekhov's gun to this movie because you have him obviously dying. You have Doctor Strange burying him in like the rooftop, and when just I'm moving forward to the movie right now, but when it is established that he that Doctor Strange can't get to the world where Wanda is to save America Chavez, it is cool that okay, we established some powers throughout this movie. We're gonna mix them all up right now, and we're gonna use that body that I have over there because then I may not be able to travel through universes. However, I still have a quote unquote body in that universe right now that I can dream walk through. Speaking of Dreamwalking, can we just talk about how I love that you establish powers in this movie? You establish what Doctor Strange has. You establish what Wanda has. You establish what Wong has. America Chavez. You some of these powers are explicitly explained. Others are not. But I love the limitations that there are to it. I love the very like shonen anime. I want to say, hey, this is what I can do, and these are my powers, and this is how they work. And Wanda, the explanation behind dream walking felt really really cool. It's like, oh no, there's one power she could use to fucking mess with us right now. I think Wong was the one who brought it up in regards to the dark cold, and I was like, listen, it's a very cool power too. The dream state of like projecting your inner into some another version of you in a different universe and taking control of it through the dark hold is very very cool. And I love how the dark hold also kind of plays a big role in this movie. And I love how, despite the general formula of like I cannot I cannot use this evil magic. I will win through my own means, and which I thought was going to happen. That Doctor Strange was going to be able to use the Book of Ashanti, and it was going to be one of those good versus evil books kind of thing. But no, he ends up freaking using the Darkhold himself, and that's cool. That's cool that the good guy doesn't go up about the good way, so to say, to get things done. And let's just say that zombie Doctor Strange look, such a Sam Raimi thing. I love it. Also, a little. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, and or maybe Doctor Strange, maybe Sam Raimi saw potential in this, but the idea of him wanting to direct this movie with like the dark hold being a thing is very very interesting, because again he directed the Evil Dead, and the Evil Dead has part of the plot is based off about reading this demonic book, which is I'm not sure if it's a callback, but it felt very cool to just have that little bit in there, or maybe a callback or whatnot. Obviously, you have the Sam Raimi panel shots where he'll get closer to the camera and then do the zoom in on the facial expressions once in a while. You have the sometimes playful elements. I want to say, like the music fight between Doctor Strange, music magic fight between Doctor Strange and what is this evil Strange that he ended the Darkhold Protector Strange, I'm gonna call him. That was playful as hell, and I guess something that some people may feel is out of place a little bit, but it's kind of in his style to do Sam Raimi, that kind of stuff, like that goofiness sometimes, and that comic book goofiness sometimes. Because I'm sure if this was drawn out in comic books, it would have been fucking amazing as well. And to see it in live action is interesting as well. But I could see it being a comic book kind of thing. Uh, but yeah, I'm leaving some of the best stuff for the end of this video, so I do apologize. But Wanda was great. She holy shit, like holy crap, like Sam Raimi could not have. I've had to think about it throughout the movie that holy shit, Sam Raimi could not have picked a better character to want to direct than these two right now, because it fits. It's so obvious that of course he would love to. His horror movie background was basically what the guy's career started. Yeah, he gets to play with a freaking witch and make her as scary as he wants her, as he's allowed to from Marvel, and as scary as he wants to as well. And holy shit, is the Scarlet Witch. She did shit in this movie. And if there was any doubt as to how you're going to make this a evil villain or a bad villain with still a form of redemption, I want to say, then I feel like they definitely outdid themselves with the Scarlet Witch, because she has a body count in this movie. Holy crap, does she have a body count? Her reasoning for it comes from being traumatized, losing her lover, losing her two kids. It's simple, and some people may think that it's stupid or very easy to just very just too simple of a reason to just make her a villain. But no, like it definitely was to a certain point relatable, and the conflicts and the arguments that Doctor Strange, Wong, America Chavez have to her about why this is a bad idea, and even telling her like, listen, basically what you want to do is you want to hop to a different universe and you want to have your kids over there, universe where your kids exist. But what's going to happen to the Wanda of that universe? You're just gonna kill her? Are you okay with that? And her just being so delusional at that point, where she just wants a happy ending for herself. It's good. It's well put together. I feel like it was very, very acceptable, and it's. I mean, yeah, Sam Raimi just he. You have someone who, and I keep repeating this. I'm sorry, but I keep repeating how much he has a background in horror movies and horror style directing. Let's just say that, and to see him be able to play with that in a Marvel movie and get away with the things that he got away with, like the neck snapping, the shit with Black Bolt, which we're gonna talk about in a second. Uh, Freaking Reed Richards shit, like the murder, like the walking barefooted on glass, like all these things. Like I think the most iconic thing for me was in the Professor X neck snap, which we'll go into in a bit. But like her just popping out of the red fog, and I wish I could have. I can't wait for this to be on Blu-ray because I'm gonna pause it just to see the makeup that they did or the CGI that they did on her body, to see her just the crazy, scary witch coming out of the red fog was bonkers. I love it, and obviously we got more of like the Scarlet Witch outfit in this movie, which is nice. It's She was a well-established villain. America Chavez was a well-established kind of like sidekick slash main protagonist, side protagonist. Doctor Strange did an excellent job as well. Benedict Cumberbatch, he has the opportunity to show his emotions, like I said. I may or may not have said before in this review, and it's beautiful to kind of just see this story plot point that just drove him through the entirety of the movie, of him missing Christine and all that, and to the point where he, even at the end where he's looking at the alternate universe Christy, and it's like, hey, I mean, we could still be a thing, and she's like, nah, it's like that's gonna destroy this fucking universe, and he kind of accepting this. Him repairing the watch at the end is a nice closure to him right now. I love also that Marvel is nice enough to let us know that Doctor Strange will return, which I'm sure it may or may not be in a future third installment, or because I don't know what his Benedict Cumberbatch's contracts look like, but it may or may not in a third movie, or it could be just a cameo in another movie because he did have a lot of screen time in No Way Home as well. And that all aside, there's a lot I could talk about in this movie, but that all aside, I just need to talk about the Illuminati. Do Illuminati? Okay, so we got established already that Professor X was going to be here. The Fox Professor X, the nice one that we have. Mind you, I love both actors, but the one that grew with us, the ones who've been watching these MCU movies and these Fox movies and these Sony movies for ages, the one that was with us was the original Sir Patrick Stewart. And to see him get the classic hover yellow floating wheelchair is, oh, no wheel, it's technically not a wheelchair, I guess, but the floating chair, I guess, it's amazing. It was beautiful. It is amazing to see him. And you had Captain Marvel, you had Monica Rambeau in it as well, which is cool because I think that's what was it was looking like that was going to be the future of Captain Marvel eventually, even though we just got one movie of her. I feel like Photon, they call her Captain Marvel in this movie, but I do believe that if in our 616 universe, her name will be Photon, because that's who she was in the comics, and maybe she'll get a different outfit even, because I know she had like the silver Captain Marvel outfit, like the kind of dark black shiny kind of outfit, and I think it's just implication of her comic book accurate costume that she will eventually get, and that's the black and white. I not crazy that they spoiled freaking Captain Carter in this movie, because I mean in the trailers, I mean, because that's one thing that I didn't feel I needed to see in the trailer. So bad on you, Marvel, for putting that in your official Instagram account. Because that would have been a nice surprise seeing Captain Marvel in the movie, and just because I wasn't, people figured that we were going to get her in based off the posters. I think a couple of people noticed that in one of the shots you see the Captain Marvel shield. So that was, yeah. I just wish I got the surprise in the movie. And Black Bolt. I fucking love Black Bolts. People who know me and my nerd shit, like they know I love the. I'm not crazy about the Inhumans in general, but I do like certain characters. I love Black Bolt. I love Jawlock. I love Medusa. So to see Black Bolt in here from the freaking TV series Black Bolt, I shouted a little bit because I know a lot of people didn't, because they either didn't know the character or didn't know who he was or didn't care for him. But I liked him, and I felt like he had to look for it too. In the TV series, I feel like his face, I could see him as Black Bolt, and to see him get a comic accurate costume, and even when he fights Wanda, like he gets like the little armpit wings over here, like that's cool as shit. And I was so happy to see him. It was so cool, and to see him do the thing of like trying to be quiet, just because if he says some shit, he's gonna fuck you up. Uh, yeah, that is that is cool as shit. I forgot what comic books. For those of you that read comics, feel free to correct me on this. But there's one sequence where I think he goes into I think he gets sent by the Avengers to fight. I forgot who in the Celestial, I think, and I'm not sure if this was in the main continuity or not, or an alternate universe. But the Avengers basically send him to outer space to fight this Eternal, or yeah, this is not Eternal, the Celestial, and this guy just screams at him and just destroys the fuck out of him. I think so. I have to go to Barnes and Nobles and straight up get this as well right after that, because yeah, I love the character, and apparently this is a really good story too. So like, I really want to read it. But the big rabbit in the hat. I think is that how the expression goes. I don't even know, but holy shit, we got Reed Richards in the MCU. When I say that, when I say that, I just wanted to see some things. I don't need a full movie on these things, although it'd be appreciated. But when I just say that, I just want to see certain things in the MCU. I don't need like a full storyline or whatever. I just want to say that it happened, and I got to see it in live action. To be able to say that our boy, him, I do have to look up though. Uh, hold up. To say that John Krasinski, I know he's a popular name, sorry, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't butcher his pronunciation. John Krasinski. To say that we finally got a version of him playing Reed Richards, which everyone wanted to see, is beautiful. He looks so much apart. I feel like the costume could be worked on a little bit, but I guess you could just say that this alternate universe Reed Richards. But he looks so good in it. He's so great. Like he fits the part, and I'm so happy they let him do this, and I'm so happy that they gave us the fans this. They gave us Professor X in the yellow hover chair. They gave us Captain Carter in live action. They gave us Reed Richards, and we already, like, I mean, we already got established that Monica Rambeau was going to be a type of Marvel character, the Captain Marvel character. But it's nice to see the footsteps to what I believe will be eventually her actual character in the Captain Marvel future movie. That all aside, let's not forget Black Bolt. Yeah, Black Bolt in the fucking his cool original outfit, comic book accurate outfit is cool as shit. But that all aside, only to get butchered by the Scarlet Witch right after. Sure, some people may be let down, like, oh man, they killed him off so easily, but no, this is the freaking Scarlet Witch you're talking about. Of course they would. And second of all, it's not our main universe MCU, so they have potential to get back in. Plus, there are so many alternate universes based of these characters that you can easily just pull one from. With America Chavez power specifically, you have so many possibilities of just having her travel to a different universe and just talk to a different version of them that's still alive. So I didn't pick up on any Kang Easter eggs. Maybe Sam Raimi or maybe Marvel thought that it would be a little bit too much for this movie, or just sneak one in, especially with the whole already multiverse chaos that's going on. No pun intended. But I will have to rewatch the movie to, or look at other videos to see where those Kang Easter eggs were. Maybe they were there and I just didn't pick up on them. But yeah, no, to see Riches just get destroyed like that is some horror element kind of shit. And to see Black Bolt was a shock for the entire theater. I love how cocky they were about defeating Wanda at first. Like, yeah, no, like Black Bolt, he'll just destroy you with his voice, and you get that cool directing shot where you just get to zoom in on his face and like, yeah, and then she says like, what voice? And then you just pan down and you see his voice completely gone, and everyone in the theater was already shocked, like, oh shit, that's fucked up, to follow it up by him just speaking and just blowing his whole fucking head off because he panicked probably. He's like, what the hell's going on? And he probably tried to say something thinking he would break through the skin maybe. And no, like the skin was thick enough to revert back and just destroy his whole, to bust his whole fucking skull. Wow, that was graphic as shit. Captain Carter, I felt like that was a little weird how she could keep up with Wanda at first. Though again, that's a whole power scaling thing that I'm not going to go into. But I felt like she put up a little bit more of a fight than she should have. But yeah, no, she gets freaking zip and calf with her own shield. Monica Rambeau, I think got it the easiest, and I feel like just her having rubble fall on her was interesting. For a second, I thought she was just going to get like destroyed cellular wise, because there was a shot when they're like going at it like with the projectiles and you see her outfit slowly breaking apart. I thought for a second that was going to be her fate, her just being, her skin being torn off. uh but she just gets rubble on her, basically. That's what it is. Professor X, holy shit to him. It's cool that you got the when I'm telling you, the fan service of the year was cool, where you got Professor X doing the whole like mind thing and you see like the waves in the air of like going around from his head. That's really cool. It's nice to see him using his mind powers on Wanda to try and calm her down and legit trying to get into her mind space. That was a really well put together sequence, and the suspense on that shot, like when I saw him going to her head, I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna end well. And I mean, he got a neck snap. That's something. So it's not nothing too graphic. Luckily, we love Professor X and Sir Patrick Stewart here. Um, yeah, Zombie Strange. I think I've said this in the past as well. I feel like he got an amazing style, Doctor Strange, when he went, the style design of him coming back using the Zombie Strange design. And I love, again, when I talk about power scaling in this movie, like I also love that, no, they establish like, yo, some outside being out of nowhere says, yo, Doctor Strange, you cannot be using a dead body. That's against the fucking rules, motherfucker. And you see him getting attacked by those demons and shit, and just establishing like, no, this is in these universes, this is a law that has to be obeyed, and there are people that apparently are looking over this. So they're trying to stop him from using the dead the Supreme Strange body, uh, the Strange Supreme. I don't know fuck his name, but I it's a way for us to get zombie Doctor Strange, I guess, from the Marvel zombies, I guess, in a way. That was cool to see him. And it's also, I love that entire sequence, that fight of Wanda versus him in that setting, because it also creates a safe space for the real Doctor Strange in a way, because because in a way it also makes it so that if he gets hurt in that body, he's not gonna die in the real one, or at least not from what I know. It just that puppet body is just dies or whatever and gets hurt. So she could have done whatever she wanted to that body, and it wouldn't have made a difference for him in the alternate universe, which is a really cool safe space for him to just go all in and not care and just go to save Chavez. Um, and it's weird but cool to see like a friendly zombie Strange. I'm calling him Zombie Strange, but it's weird to just see him act so nice and cool about it. And again, when I say that Benedict Cumberbatch had fun playing these, had like he had fun moments. This is one of those things where I can imagine him having to play on being a zombie and still Doctor Strange kind of thing. And he's a great actor, so he definitely nailed that out of the park too. And obviously that yeah, it was just overall really fun. There's not much else. This video is already going like hella long. I'm gonna cut it off a little bit over here. And just say how much I really love this movie. It's really well put together. I can't wait for the Blu-ray version of this movie to come out. It's gonna be fucking amazing. And last thing I want to say is just in regards to that post credit scene of him, not post credit scene, but I guess like the ending of that movie. Very again, I keep saying this a lot, but very Sam Raimi is to have like a nice everything's going well, and then just nope, shock factor out of nowhere, and it felt like it was going to be something bad of him just like just being orbitally pain in the middle of the street when it looks like it was going to be like a nice happy ending of him closing out, him fixing his watch and then just leaving the scene. Like all of a sudden he just starts like hurling in pain, and you establish that he gets that third eye from the friggin' Darkhold book, from using the Darkhold power. So yeah, no, it's a fun movie, guys. So hopefully you guys liked it as much as I did. I had a blast watching this movie. So, but regardless, this video has gone long enough. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful time watching the movie. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought were the best scenes in the movie. What are your personal favorites? Obviously, please put in the comment section on all caps spoiler on top of your comment, or at the beginning of your comment, just so that people that don't want to read certain things, then they have the option and the freedom to do so. But otherwise, thank you for watching the video. My name is DLPOV. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow, comment, do whatever you want, really. And yeah, though, I'm definitely gonna be doing more videos along these lines because we got still the next Thor movie coming up too, which with directed by Taika Waititi, which I'm very excited for because I got my. It's not you can't see it right now, but I definitely got the book run of what the fourth movie is going to be based off, and which is Gore the God Butcher and the Jane Foster storyline. And I am excited for that movie as much too because I've been saying this to people nonstop that I love Gore the God Butcher. I love that entire run. There's ways I have predictions of how they could go up about it and still be truthful to the comics, but that's for a whole other video. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Bye.